Hello, welcome to Friday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Today we have a classic Sudoku for you. This one has come from Sam Cappleman-Lynes, who some of you may know as our programmer for our web app. So if you want to play this puzzle, you just click on the link under the video and it'll take you to exactly the screen you're seeing on your screens at the moment. And Sam is the person who's designed this. So seriously clever bloke with computers, also seriously good at Sudoku, member of the UK Sudoku team last few years, and I think he's created this using a computer apparently. He says he thinks it's quite hard, so I don't know what to make of that. Just a couple of admin things. Some of you are asking, a lot of you are asking about where the Android version of our Sandwich Sudoku game is. Well, we're just waiting on Google to approve the build. So it was sent in over a week ago to them. They rejected the first build, not because there was anything wrong with the build, but because we had included a user review in the description of the product, which apparently they didn't like. So we've had to take that out. And we resubmitted it on Monday, and they seem to be taking as long as they possibly can to reply. So I am assured that we should get feedback very soon, which I hope will be positive, and of course then I will let you guys know that the game is live. Right, now let's have a look at this puzzle. Now I suppose the first thing that I think we have to note when we see a puzzle like this is there is a lot of symmetry going on. So the first thing I would check actually with a puzzle like this is whether the numbers are symmetric, whether we have girth symmetrical placement going on. Now we don't have that here. You can see if we, for example, if we look at this 7 and rotate it 180 degrees, we get a 3, but if we rotate this 7 in the same way, we get a 9. So there's certainly not symmetry around 180 degrees. I don't think. No, it doesn't seem to be mirror symmetry around this diagonal or this diagonal. So I don't think we're looking at one of Sam's symmetrical tricks here. Any of you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put a link in a video, you'll see it on the screen now, take you to some of the videos we've done on some fascinating and difficult Sudoku puzzles that a lot of the computer solvers out there just can't do. But, I mean, instantly, the other thing, I know I haven't really started solving this now, but I'm letting my mind tick it over, and this sort of pattern is screaming either X-Wing or Swordfish at me, because, you know, obviously we can only have 3 digits in these cells, and to the extent that they overlap, and I can see that 5s and 6s are not appearing in either of these rows, then if we could find another row where the 5s and the 6s were limited to exactly these columns, we would have a swordfish. And that can be a useful pattern, but I'm not seeing anything there either. We might come back to that. Now the other thing that I think is interesting about this particular pattern, I have no idea how you make a computer design this sort of thing, but there are 4 boxes at least here that are very powerful. If we look at this top box, you can see we've got the numbers 3, 4, 7 and 8 already placed in the box. Now the reason I think this is interesting is that means obviously we can't have the numbers 3, 4, 7 and 8 in any of these 3 cells. Therefore we have to find a home for the 3, 4, 7 and 8 in these 6 cells. You can see, for example, over on the right hand side, this square here, that can't be a 3, 4, 7 and 8 because of the column, which already has a 3, 4, 7 and 8 in it. This could be a 3, so we can't quite eliminate it down to exactly the 4 cells we need. You can see this square here could be an 8. But this sort of thing is very interesting. And in fact, look at this. If we look at this, we'll look at this one instead of this one, because I've noticed that this corresponds with what we have in row 1 and row 9. We've got 1, 3, 4 and 8. So again, just to go through the logic, we can't put 1, 3, 4 and 8 in those squares. Can we put a 1, 3, 4 or 8 in this square? Well, no, because of the contents of the row. Similarly here, 1, 3, 4, 8 already appearing. So the first step to solving this puzzle, or the first thing I'm going to notate, is that these 4 cells must be 1, 3, 4 and 8. Now, can we do anything instantly with that? Yes, we can put a 9 into this square because of the 9s here and here. Because this square can no longer be a 9, this is forced to be a 9. 9's pencil marked into one of these 2 squares. And I think probably what I'm going to look at now is, well, let's do the whole of row 1. So in row 1 we need 5, 6 and 9. So this square is very restricted. It's a 5 or a 6. 6 and 9 here. And 5, 6, 9 here. Let's do the same thing down the right hand side where we need 1, 2 and 5. So we can limit this 1 limits this cell, and no, nothing better than that. Now if we think about this column, because of this 1, 3, 4, 8 quadruple that we found, we need 2, 5, 6, 7 and 9. So this square is a little bit restricted. 6, 7 and 9 here, so also this square. If we have a look along the bottom row, we need 2, 5 and 6. 2 there, so this is a 5 or a 6. 2, 5, 6. Let's complete the pattern and do the left hand side of the grid where we need 5, 6 and 8. Another 5, 6 pair here. Am I supposed to be spotted? Is there something I'm meant to be getting about this? These 5, 6s. Pencil mark 3s into one of these 2 squares in this block. Ditto 9s up here. Oh, this is playing with my head, this puzzle. There's so many things going on. Let's check this column. We've got 5 digits in this column, so we need 2, 3, 5 and 6. So this square obviously can't be a 3, so this is 2, 5 or 6. That can be anything. I'm not going to put it in if it can be a quadruple. That seems a complete overkill. That can be a 2, 5 or a 6 as well. Now that's a triple there. And this is 3 or 5 down here. So, okay, well, I'm going to check this first because this is the first thing I've seen. We've got 2, 5 and 6 triple in these 3 squares now. So, can we use that to our advantage? We now know there must be a 2 in one of those 2 squares, I guess, because if this is a 2, 5, 6 triple and there's no 2 in this square, one of these squares is a 2. So let's combine that with that 2 there. That means there's a 2 in one of those squares. And in fact, if there's a 2 in one of these squares, there's obviously not a 2 in any of those 3 squares. And because of my 1, 3, 4, 8 quadruple and the 2 over here, good lord, this square has to be a 2. That's a good spot. That lets me read. Got more of these 5, 6 pairs going on. These 2 2s now mean there's a 2 in one of... there must be a 2 here because of the 2 up here and this 2. So now... well, okay, well that's fixed. So let's actually, maybe I should do this all the way around the grid. We've got 2, 7, 8, and 9 in this block. So we know 2, 7, 8, and 9 aren't going here. And in fact, we've now got the 2. The 2 is here. So I need to put 7, 8, and 9 in the rest of this column. And this cannot be 7, 8, and 9 because we've got 7, 8, 9 already in row 2. 8, 9, 7. Yes. Okay, there we go. This square can't be a 7, 8, and 9 because we've got 7, 8, 9 here. So there are only 3 squares in column 3 that could be 7, 8, and 9. And look at this top one. This can't be a 7 or an 8. So it must be a 9. 9. More 5, 6 stuff going on. We've now got 5, 6 pair in column 5. Now I need to... so this square can't be a 9 now, obviously. I think this was the 7 or the 8, wasn't it? And which was the other square? This one was a 7 or an 8. 7, 8, 7, 8. So what do I need to put into this column then? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 1, 3. So the 1 and the 3 in column 3 must be here. 1, 3. So in the rest of the cells now I need 4, 5 and 6. So 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. And this must be a 4, 5 or... oh, hang on, no, this cell is... whoa! Okay, so now I got my 2, 5, 6 triple again. This square can't be a 5 or a 6. This square here can't be a 5 or a 6, so it has to be a 4. That feels right. 4. 4. This is not a 4 now. Well, actually, we've got 4s in these 2 squares, so maybe I could have pencil marked 4s into these 2 positions before. Now this square must be a 4, and you can see the moment I put this, a 4 in here, I also get to place a 3 as well. So let's do that. 4, 3. This is not a 3 now. This 8 here means this is a 1. Maybe I could have done that before as well. I'm sorry if I'm missing things here, but I have to say this puzzle, more than most, is... it feels very, very odd to me as I'm solving this. 3, 8 pair now in this, so this square must be a 5, and this must be a 1. 2, 5 and 6. 5 here, so this isn't a 5. 2, 5, 6 triple, this isn't a 5 obviously. One, 3, this is not a 4. So we've got more 5, 6s going on all over the place. I mean, this puzzle is brilliant. It's a real sort of brain fryer. So still need 2, 5 and 6 along this row. So this square can only be a 5 or a 6. This square... so this square is 2, 5 or 6. But look, now I get to use this 5, 6 pair. This can only be a 2. Which means this is a 6. And maybe now I've got enough of this sort of done that I can finish it off without any more mad logic. So 6 here. 6 is into those two squares. This must be a 5. This is a 6 now. This is a 5. This is a 6. This is a 5. This is an 8, 7. Good Lord, it's just unwinding now. 8, 3. This must be a 1 by normal Sudoku rules. Now that means this is a 7, I think. That means this is a 7. This is a 5. I must have made a mistake here. This is going... It's bizarre what's happening now. So from being monstrous, it's sort of... Because of all the symmetry, as soon as you start to make progress, it collapses really fast. So 3, 4 and 6 now. So let's pencil mark this in just for good order. 3, 4, 6, like that. This is 6, 7, 9. So again, we can pencil mark freely here. 6, 7, 9, like that. I think let's have a look along here, where we need 1, 3, 7, and 9. So that must be a 7, because obviously we've got 3, 1 and 9 already. So I think this is just a naked single here. That means that we must go 7, 6, 9 like that. Now this should be a 1 or a 3, unless I've made an error, which is perfectly possible. 9's into one of these two squares. And we also need a 2. We've got the 2. And we need a 4, which must be in one of those two squares, I think. Which means this one can't be a 9. This must be the 9. That means this is a 9. We need 1 and 5 into these squares. That must be this way round. This is a 5 now. 1, 3 and 6. This is a 6, I think, which means this is 6, 3, 4, 4, 2, like that. This should be a 1 or a 3, which we can resolve. Oh, please be right. Check. Oh, I've made a mistake. How have I made a mistake? Oh, I've just done that last bit wrong. How the hell did I do that wrong? 1, 3, 3, 1. Sorry, I don't know what I was doing there. Going crazy, but I'll forgive myself that, because there was some really great logic at the start. That is, I think, that is a monstrously difficult puzzle. I'm not sure. I approached it a bit oddly. Let me know in the comments how you guys did with it. Be very interested to hear your feedback on that. I suspect that's an extremely clever puzzle from Sam and Sam's computer. Let us know what you think. See you next time on Cracking the Cryptic.